Right now, the laundromat industry is valued at $6.6 billion per year, with about 35,000 of these businesses right here in the USA. Investors have been drawn to laundromats for decades due to the combination of stable demand, low labor costs, and the promise of semi-passive income where you occasionally have to go out and visit locations just to collect money from the machines. More recently, YouTubers like these have jumped on the laundromat concept, making this once boring business feel like an exciting new opportunity all over again.
Welcome to my laundromat.
Hear that? That's the sound of money.
I started a laundromat business because as far as business goes, it's pretty cut and dried. Like, we have some products that we sell on vending machine, but we don't have accounts receivable.
Who knew? Folding clothes, that stuff your mom didn't want you to leave on the ground. It's pretty profitable.
But is the laundromat industry really all it's hyped up to be? In the next few minutes, I evaluate this business from top to bottom, including how much revenue you can really expect to make, the cost to get started, and how to find a laundromat for sale. Plus, why finding one isn't as easy as YouTube makes it look, and other warning signs to look out for. So how much money can you make with a laundromat? As you might expect, laundromat revenue depends on a variety of factors like the location, the size of the laundromat, and the number of washers or dryers you have. According to the Coin Laundry Association, the average revenue for a laundromat in the United States is $300,000 annually. Of course, this is just an average and nothing is ever guaranteed in business. For example, this laundromat called Rosemont Thrifty Wash has 2 locations. After being in business for 8 years, they still haven't hit $300,000 in gross revenue per year, even with these 2 locations. Here's a look at the revenue and expenses each year in the business. And guess what? It's still okay they're not hitting that $300,000 because they're able to bring in $92,000 in net profit after expenses over the past year. This means the laundry business brings in more than $7,000 on average each month. Of course, this is still before taxes, but that's not a bad business in my opinion. The important thing here to keep in mind is that not every laundromat is going to make the average amount that you see listed online. Don't start making financial projections based on the averages because everybody's situation is going to be a little bit different. Now let's take a look at the startup costs and expenses for this business. We'll get into it right after you hit the like and subscribe button for more videos like this. I'm a small channel and this really helps me out. I also respond to all legit comments, so make sure to drop me a message below. Okay, now let's get into the startup cost. Now, according to NerdWallet, you can expect to pay between $200,000 and $500,000 to open an average size laundromat due to the commercial grade equipment that needs to be installed. Most of these facilities are going to have between 40 to 100 washers and dryers on the site. That's between 1,000 to 3,000 square foot in size. Here are the main monthly expenses you're going to need to know about too. The first is utilities. Utilities is usually the largest expense for laundromats, particularly the water and the electricity, right? Because laundry machines, especially, the heaters and the dryers, they consume a significant amount of energy. Next is equipment and maintenance. Regular maintenance is required to keep these machines working, and eventually they're going to need to be replaced, right? After that, another main expense is renting out a space, and after that you might have to pay for some type of labor, right? Many laundromats are self-service, but some employ staff for maintenance, cleaning, and customer service. You're going to have to pay wages, benefits, and payroll taxes if you hire people. According to Coin Laundry 101, the average profit of a laundromat is about 25%, so keep this data point in mind when determining how much money is going to be left over after your expenses. Now let's find a laundromat for sale in your area. Come on! To find out if there are any laundromats for sale in your area, first step is to head to Google and type in laundromat for sale in your city or your state, depending on how broad you want to go. No doubt you're going to start to see a lot of listings from websites like LoopNet and BizBuySell in the results. Now, depending on where you live, finding a laundromat for sale is going to be a little bit more difficult than the YouTube videos make it seem. For example, here's the listing where I live in Idaho. Right now, across the entire state of Idaho, there are literally no active laundromats for sale that I could find on any of the major business broker websites. There are a few listings for franchise opportunities though, like Aloha Laundry Life, then buying into an existing location that's already got cash flow and customers coming in and has hopefully been there for a few years. As a result, you may need to broaden the scope of your search searched to a wider area. When I take a look at the national level, I can see that there are 468 listings for laundromats and coin laundry businesses for sale right now in Biz Buy Sell. For example, there's this listing for a 40-year-old laundromat in Florida that looks pretty nice. The listing says the business is cash flowing at $42,000 per year with an asking price of $119,000 for the business. There are currently 4 revenue streams for this business: coin laundry, vending, wash and fold, and dry cleaning. If I happen to live in this area, this would certainly be a laundromat worth finding out more about, in my opinion. And you can find the links to this and some other laundromat business listings in the resources below this video. Now, the next example is in good old Escondido, California. And this one I'm a lot less bullish on. This laundromat has been serving the community since 1986, according to the listing. The asking price is $329,000 with an annual gross revenue of $140K. A few things that throw off alarm bells with this business is that the lease on this space ends in 2025. That's coming up pretty quick. So you'd want to understand what the future lease terms would be before signing on the dotted line with this business. Another huge red flag that I think anybody could pick out: this business is only cash flowing $36K per year. So it would take you more than 8 years to break even on your initial investment, at least if you ended up having to pay full asking price. Also, the seller is only looking for cash offers, so that could make it hard for you to purchase too if you were planning to take out a small business loan. Just taking a quick look at this, I don't really like this opportunity right away. So you can see that just because you find a laundromat for sale, it might not be priced right to make it a great investment right now. After evaluating the laundromat business in depth and watching 50 YouTube videos on the subject, here are some of the warnings I'd look for in this business. In my opinion, buying a profitable laundromat business is all about finding the right opportunity that's priced right and it happens to be in a good location. If you want to buy a laundromat that's already in business, it could easily take months of searching to find an investment worth buying, in my opinion. You're trying to find that needle in the haystack with this. As you saw in my example, I couldn't even find a laundromat for sale right now across the entire state of Idaho on the major business listings. You might have this problem too if you happen to live in a smaller state. I could probably find something by, hitting the pavement, reaching out directly to other businesses, but this, is all going to take time. And again, not everyone's going to be worth investing in. Before you invest, I think the things you want to think about is, do you have a way to increase the average amount of spend that a customer has when they come into your business? Is there any way that you could add services like commercial or residential laundry services? Could you add machines that allow credit card transactions if they're only coin operated right now? Could you add vending machines? Or have all these things already been done in the business that you can think of to improve the cash flow and get more people spending? You could also try things like improving the digital marketing by focusing on local SEO to get more customers, like Nina's Laundrette did. Nina's Laundrette focused on getting 5-star reviews after they bought the shop for their shop on Google, and they now rank #1 for laundromat searches within that area. That's another good strategy too if you can improve the marketing in some way. You want to have a strategy in place before you buy the business that you could actually do something to improve. Now, the flip side, in addition to earning more money, is of course you can look for ways to cut costs, right? Is there an opportunity to reduce staff? Could you upgrade to more efficient machines? Could you renegotiate your lease contract? All of those are great ways to cut your costs in the business and become more profitable. So what do you think of the laundromat business? Is this an opportunity you'd like to get into? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and we'll see you in the next video.